Right then, it's the Man United versus Everton preview. I'm your host, Nathan Ellington, on the Dukes United show. You know where it is. Right then, let's take a look at Everton's recent form. Let's see what they're all about. Where are they in the league? What are they doing? What they've been up to? As you can see here, they are 16th in the table. They are struggling. The last 5 games, they've won 1 game, drawn 3, lost 1. They've won 6 games all season after 29 games being played in the Premiership. And they are very close to getting relegated. So they need to pull their finger out of the bag. But look, if there's anyone that I can trust, I believe can do well, it will be Sean Dyche. Mr. Dyche used to be my manager. And not exactly my manager. He used to be my assistant manager at Watford. It was Marky Mackay, and Sean Dyche was his assistant. So I've already dealt with him before. I know what he's all about. He's all about strong grit, determination, and that's what Everton will make sure they are on Saturday. 12:30 early kickoff. Better make sure you wake up early, boys. Make sure that you are ready for this one. Everton do not mess about. Even though they are near the bottom, we have to do our thing. We have to work hard. We must be as professional as possible and make sure we're awake from the minute that whistle blows. We better make sure we're awake. Otherwise, they can strike us, and then we're going to find ourselves in for a big struggle. Last 5 games Everton have played. Let's go back to the Arsenal versus Everton. They lost 4-0. Everton got smashed by Arsenal. Then they had a good draw away at Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. They beat Brentford at home 1-0. So that's not a bad result at all. And then they drew with Chelsea 2-2 at Stamford Bridge. It's not saying much, the fact that Chelsea are obviously not playing the best football and they've just lost their manager. And they were all over the place, to be fair. So that doesn't really count. But they did draw against Spurs as well. So they are coming off some kind of good results. They are looking okay. They've played some of the big sides and they've made it tight or beaten some of the big sides. Brentford ain't no easy feat as well. So for them to do that, they've done a good job. What we can see here is they did get a sending off. Abdoulaye Doucouré, he was playing in the midfield as an attacking midfielder, part of that 2-man attacking midfield. They do have a 4-1-4-1 formation. And look, Pickford, we know what he's all about. He plays for England and does a good job. I really do like his technique with his kicking. I don't think he's as good shot stopping. So I think we can do very well against him. I think Rashford will love to take some shots off at him because I know he seems to let in some goals, which you do think, they're questionable. But with his feet, listen, he's top notch with his feet. And that's one thing I wish that De Gea had. The feet of Pickford and the handling of De Gea, that would make a perfect goalkeeper. Now, Seamus Coleman is a very, very good right back. I do like him. I think he was a lot better before his big injury. But look, he's come back. He's still a mainstay at the club. So he's doing okay. Michael Keane, another player who came through the Manchester United ranks as well. He still continues to play in the Premiership and continues to be a player there. Look, he's the one who scored last game as well. He'll want to get one over on his old club as well. But we're going to make sure he does not do that. James Tarkowski followed Dyche everywhere, I guess, from Burnley over to Everton. I think he went there before Dyche came, if I remember rightly. Ben Godfrey, he's done okay. He's now playing at left back to makeshift. I'm not sure who's not playing, but he's playing at left back. Idrissa Gueye, we know what he's all about at central defensive midfield. He's like a rat. He gets about everywhere, tackles everyone. He's a bit of a nuisance. It will be coming from Arsenal. He's a good player. He likes to dribble on the ball. Doesn't really have as much output as you'd want for him. And that's a good thing for us because we don't want him doing anything against us either. But he is a bright spark for them. He is one of their brightest sparks. So we got to keep him quiet. Abdoulaye Doucouré got a straight red, so there's no yellow. So he will be suspended for this game, I'm quite sure. Onana, I've been told, is a very, very good player. And we need to make sure. I think he may be the key man for Everton. And we need to slow him down. And we need to make sure we get someone on him, whether it be McTominay or whether it be a Fred. I'm not sure whoever's going to be playing there defensively. We got to look at him and look to keep him quiet if we're going to keep everything quiet. Now, Dwight McNeil, we know what he's about. He's a good player, good technique about him, good left foot. He does like to get at you. But again, he's another one of those players that you could see playing at this kind of level for the whole of his career. He's never really going to go into the, the top 6 teams and really go and kill it. But he is a very, very good player, very established at the Premiership level. So we got to keep him quiet too. And here's one man that I really do like, and that's Demarai Gray. From when he was at Leicester, I've always liked him. He can do things on his own. He's got a great strike on him, and he can dribble, and he's very sharp. So he's another person who, you know what? They got quite a few players who are dangerous and can have their day. Hence why they have had some good results. Although they haven't won, they've had some good results against the bigger teams in the league. So moving on to their top scorers, Demarai Gray with 6. So that's not bad for him. He should actually not be the top scorer. It should be someone like Dominic Calvert-Lewin as a striker in their side. But I'm sure he's not been playing so much this season. He's had a nightmare of injuries. But look, Dwight McNeil, he's in second position with 3 goals. And it was actually Gordon, who's moved to Newcastle, who was the third highest scorer. But Decore, being the next man in line, has 2. So they don't have too many players with too many goals. But Demarai Gray's shot accuracy is not too bad, 69% accuracy on target. And he's got a 17% goal conversion rate, though. Anything over 22, I would say, is top notch. So he's a slightly below that. So again, when you look at these kind of stats, you may be given, if we do give them a chance, we may be let off by their bad finishing. So yeah, they are 3 dangerous players. They are 3 players. But again, like I said, Decore is not going to be involved. So we'll see who fills in for him. Let's take a look at Manchester United's league position. And we are back in 4th, where we were, for a moment, we were looking like Tottenham could overtake us. But we won our game against Brentford. And this is another game where we have to win. Potential banana skin without Casemiro. But the good thing is, Eriksen is back in the squad. We'll probably see him on the bench. We don't want to push him straight back into the starting lineup, but we do really need him. But again, look, we've had 2 wins from the last 5, 2 losses as well, and 1 draw. So we're not looking too great. It's kind of a mixed bag. But again, I expect us to be at Old Trafford, keep it as a fortress, and keep winning these kind of games. In our last 5 games, you can see we played Leicester. We won 3-0, got absolutely smashed 7-0 by Liverpool. Drew that 0-0 game with Southampton where Casemiro got that red card. I would have said it's a little bit harsh there. Newcastle beat us 2-0 where they gave us a lesson, where they really outran us and did, worked harder than us, and really they deserved the victory. Man United went to Old Trafford and then played Brentford and put it right, and obviously outworked Brentford, outpossessed them, everything, outshot them, but we needed more goals for our efforts. We can't be having that amount of shots and that amount of goals to return for it. We need more goals, and let's see it happen tomorrow. Now, in the last game, like I said, it was 1-0. Marcus Rashford, of all people, of course, funnily enough, he makes himself on the score sheet and gets his 28th goal of the season. He will get to 30, I'm sure of it, and it may even be Saturday after 12:30 kickoff where this man gets his next 2 goals from. I'm backing him to get 30 before this time next week. Now, Dalot started. I was a little bit surprised, I should say, that he started after the game against Newcastle. He wasn't very bad, but again, I'm feeling like Wan-Bissaka is better defensively, so we want to have more defensive abilities here, especially while Casemiro is not in the side. Varane Martinez, as normal. De Gea will play. Shaw got injured, so he's coming out. I would expect Malacia to come in for sure, of course. McTominay and Bruno was in there in the midfield. I expect that to happen again. I think that will happen the same because Bruno played a very, very good game. I think he was actually man of match. He was bossing the game from back there. Everything that we did going forward, the chances created, the balls being played, the outlet passes, was all coming from Bruno Fernandes. Now, Anthony, he did show himself to be a little bit of a bright spark. So did Sancho. He was moving okay. Sabitzer was okay as well. We weren't really amazing. We were just above average against Brentford, and we need a bit more. But look, Rashford got his goal. He was okay as well. And then Martial came on, and you saw the link-up play. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough to get your mouth watering and getting ready for when he does start a game and hopefully does not break down at the end of it. Now, Sancho is looking okay. He's starting to come into a little bit of confidence. Not as much form yet, but you do need a run of games to be able to show that you've got a bit about you. So look, whoever starts, I'm very happy that we've got the options again. We've got Sancho, we've got Anthony, we've got Rashford, and we've got Martial, and Eriksen's back in the squad. So that's a great options to have for Ten Hag. Now, as we said before, Rashford, he's approaching 30 goals this season. He's on 28. He's got 7 assists as well. And look at that goal conversion rate. 29% goal conversion rate. That's unbelievable. Shot accuracy, 67% of the time he hits the target. Bruno Fernandes has got 10 goals and 10 assists as well. What would we do without a Bruno? Really? What would we do without that man's assists? That man's through balls? That man is the one who is the plug. He is the one who will provide the ball on a plate for anyone. Anyone wants some food? Here it is. I'll provide it for you. That's Bruno. Anthony, who obviously got his 7 goals. He's got 1 assist. We definitely need a hell of a lot more assists from him. And we need a hell of a lot more goals from him. But he seems to be coming into his own, understanding what he's good at and what his strengths are. His strengths is running off the back of people and getting the ball without running with the ball. He is not a dribbler. He is not a person who dribbles on the ball. He's a person that should pass and move and get the ball back and then find himself in central areas and then get his shots off. Similar to Sancho, actually. He's similar kind of player where he's not really a dribbler where he's going to pick it up and try and run at you. He's going to want to run at you, pop it off, get it back, run on the other side and get it back, do little passes, jinx here and there, and just keep the ball and be very, very bright. I think we're going to do really well with them guys once they're all both on fire. Now, look, it's another game. It's Old Trafford. It's 12:30. It's an early kickoff. United got to come ready. We've got to come ready. We've got to wake up extra early, get our breakfast in, get our pre-match in, get our team talk in, and get themselves awake from that first whistle. They need to be awake today. They need to have their studs on tomorrow as well. If I was a manager, I would not let anyone wear molds. If that pitch could take studs, every player has to wear molds, has to wear studs. Because that's the way I do it. Because it loses you another 5%. You actually gain 5% from wearing studs. So make it happen, Erik Ten Hag. You got my memo about all these subs that I keep asking you to bring on. Bring Martial on 60 minutes. Bring this player on. Take that player off. You keep doing the right thing. You keep making the right moves. Erik Ten Hag is a manager that I want to see here for the long run. He's absolutely unbelievable. And I think another season where he brings in more of his players. And hopefully we get this takeover done soon as well. And then we can have the money, the war chest to give this man to get the players he wants. And I'm sure he will bring in another replacement centre-back that can come in and fill in whenever needed. He will bring in a right-back who will be better than Wan-Bissaka and Dalot. He will bring in a centre midfielder, defensive, who can actually play if Casemiro is not playing. He will bring in a striker who is a 30-goal-a-season man. And he will also just bring in a goalkeeper that can actually use his feet as well as be a shot stopper. No, there are not many of them around. Not many as good shot stoppers as De Gea, because De Gea, I believe, is one of the top goalkeepers when it comes to shot stopping. I don't think there's anyone better than him in the Premiership. But with his feet, he is nowhere near the top 5. He's not even in the top 10 with his feet. He's actually pants, I've got to say. With his feet, he's no good. He's like a League 2 National League player with their feet. Probably even not as good as that, actually. So, yeah. And like I said, this man, Sean Dyche, he was my assistant manager back at Watford when I was there. And I know a bit about him. And, yeah, he's a stern man. He demands a lot. He doesn't like to wear gloves. He doesn't like to wear anything. He's a man that you'll see in -2 degrees with short shorts on and his socks right down and short sleeves just coming on the pitch. Yeah, you're right, Nath. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so yeah. And you know his voice. Yeah, proper deep voice. So yeah. Look, man, it's going to be a big one. We have to win our games now, especially, like I said, without Casemiro here. We need to win these games and get ourselves in pole position to make sure we cement at least 4th. You know what? As long as we qualify for Champions League and we bring in our players for next season, I'm happy, because at the end of the day, we would definitely have third in my books if Casemiro had not been suspended for 3 games and then 4 games. It's too many games. We can't lose that kind of player. He is the catalyst for us to play well and look better than all these other teams in and around us. If he's not there, we're just like the others who win one game now, will lose another game. Look at Spurs. They win a game you're expected to lose, then they go and get battered by someone who they're expected to beat and get battered handsomely. That's how United would be if there was no Casemiro. But there is. So it's happy days for us. Last game, let's get it out the way. Casemiro, here we come. Now, what's my team? Who do I believe is going to play? I don't even think I think I've done it. Yes, I have. So I'm going with Aaron Wan-Bissaka to start. I'm going with Varane, Martinez, Malacia, De Gea in goal, McTominay, Bruno to go again, Sabitzer to also play in there, Anthony, Rashford, Sancho to start again, and I believe Martial will come on off the bench. Although I do, he is inching towards starting. I don't think he's ready yet, but let's see what the manager does. As for the goal scorers, I think Anthony and Rashford will get themselves on the goal on the score sheet, and it will be a nice 2-0 calm victory at Old Trafford, where we can all enjoy our day from 3 o'clock, 12:30, 2:30. It will be done. Points will be on the board, and we just go and look at all the other games. Now, look, that's it from me. Peace out. I'll see you at the reaction.